Welcome once again to Bad Advice Kevin, where I sit here, give the worst advice I can possibly think of, and you guys listen to me. My name is, of course, Kevin, and today I will talk about something that a lot of us finished, or some of us are going into, which is high school. High school can be very, very scary from the way you look at it. You can be afraid of what people would think about you, or you could be afraid about your grades. You can be afraid of, the things you hear from high school. Because I know the high school I went to, I heard, there was fights every day. It was just one of the worst schools. Back in the time when I was trying to pick a high school, and it's not bad. My first year of high school, ninth grade, I was a little whore. So by the end of eighth grade, I went from having two relationships. Yeah, I had two relationships, and by the end of ninth grade, I had seven. Let that sink in. Yeah, not the best year socially, because seventh. Then I matured as I hit 10th grade. I switched schools. Let me just say this: there's going to be influence about drugs, skipping, etc. If you're smart, don't do it. I'm not gonna talk about my story because you guys don't care enough. Well, you guys don't care about what I've done and what I am doing. But let's leave that in the past. Well, let's leave that for a future thing. Maybe if I get popular or get a bigger audience, maybe you guys will ask, open up. But right now, 25 people isn't enough for me to open up. So let me keep talking. There's gonna be drugs. There's gonna be a lot of Mary Jane. Yeah. Actually, what surprised me is that there's some coke that has been. People do coke, and it surprises me. Like, people are. I understand, marijuana. It's not as bad for you, but cocaine, the cocoa, yeah, that people do it. No, don't do it. For whatever reason, don't do it. It will ruin your life. And I'm not saying this from experience. I've never got near it. But from what I've seen, what I've heard, it will ruin your life. So, what comes with high school, the little time I've been there, I can't really give you an in-depth demonstration of what high school is. I'll just give you from my experience. And I'm kind of just talking to the people coming up to high school, what most likely you'll be able to see or, hear, or some tips that have helped me make it go by faster, some tips that have made it easier for me to, do my classes and stuff. In high school, here's one thing. Do as many activities as you can after school. I don't know how many days I had to tell my parents I'm not coming home until late at night because of an activity. You will have fun. It'd be hard work at first, but at the end of the day, you will have fun. You will have stories to talk about for the rising ninth graders. You will be able to tell them how you did this or how you did that or where you went, what you do over there, or how fun this was, how fun that was. Tell them how it'd be better if they did this. For me, starting off the school year, I did soccer and I did marching band. And soccer, I love soccer. I wasn't the best player, I would say that. It was my worst soccer season I've had personally. But I had fun. The players I was with, I'm not really friends that connected with them outside of the soccer team. But it was fun. I had fun. There were games I messed up really badly. There was games I did really well. It was just it was like I went from up here in soccer to down here, and part of that is my fault. I came into soccer thinking I'd be up here still when I was out of shape. I had all the summer last year. I barely did any soccer. I joined the soccer team, but for two games left. Yeah, so I went from up here to down here, and what added to that was, the soccer players I was with, they weren't down here. They were up here. They were some really good soccer players, and yeah, I kind of came out really bad in soccer. Like, yeah, I've put my mind to it. I'm gonna try better next year, but we'll see what happens. In marching band, I got better. Playing the instrument I did with trumpet, I got better. I'm doing better. The notes I was having difficulty hitting in 8th grade and 9th grade, I'm hitting now easily on a regular occasion. So, activities do help. If you want to do swim team, I've seen people that do swim team, they're buff, It's kind of embarrassing wearing the little tight thing, but they're good. Most of the time they're really strong, or at least you have big arms because you have to swim. I've seen people do tennis. Not really big at my school, so I don't know that many people. People have started frisbee clubs. Just try to do anything if you can, and that's if you can. Saying like, not if your parents let you, because your parents can't. Well, they can tell you not to do it, but at the same time, you need to talk to them and tell them that they're not going to stop you from making your future better. Just have a conversation with them. But what I mean by if you can is, let's say, here's one example. My school has a volleyball team for girls only, and there's no male volleyball team, which in a way, it bothers some guys, but at the same time, there's explanations to it. I really don't accept the explanations, because they say it's because women or girls can't try out for football, but there is a law saying that if a girl wants to try out for football, she can't try out for football. If a girl is good enough to be on the football team, guess what? She's going to be on the football team. You can't neglect a person of any sport just for gender. So, that's volleyball. So I can't try out for volleyball. School policy. If two things interfere, work it out with the coaches. Work it out with whoever it is. And if they can't find a solution, then do one, or do half of the time do one, half of the time do other. Whatever works best. Like for me, for soccer, it was at the same time that marching band was. So if I had a soccer game while there was marching band practice, I'd go to the soccer game. If I had a marching band practice while we had soccer, if there was a marching band game while I had soccer practice, I'd go to the marching band game. There was only once where the marching band game and the football game interfered. Well, twice actually. And I ended up going to the marching band because, in soccer you have substitutions. You can put other people in for you. And like I said, it wasn't my best season. I went from up here to down here while all the other players were up here. So me not going, it was noticeable, but it wouldn't really hurt the team that much. So yeah, I went to marching band, which I had my spot in marching. You can't put anyone in my spot in marching band because, when you're doing your show, you're building something, and everybody has to be in a certain spot. You have to be, like, when you're moving and marching behind this person, in front of this person. Sometimes, like, the show we did the year I was in marching band, we did Africa. So at the end, we built Africa with, the people. And I was, like, at the tip, well, near the tip. And without me missing, there'd be, like, this huge gap. So I went to both marching band games. It's hard. Then you had to explain because we never came to, like, an on paper schedule for me. They said, Whenever you have to go here, ask me, and if I need you, I'll say no, etc. So yeah, that happened. It wasn't easy, but I did it. And next year I'm shooting for a higher. Never let what happened the year before make a decision of what you're gonna do next year. So my cousin, he was on the soccer team with me, and he he did probably he was like me, maybe worse. And next year he said he's not gonna try out because he sucked last year. And I told him, dude, if you love soccer, don't let it ruin you. Don't let what other people think and say make you stop doing what you want to do. I want to say more, but I feel like these videos have gone on too much. So let's move on to grades. Don't okay when you come into school. I know it's better socially to sit in the back where the teacher can't hear you or you can't talk, but for your knowledge, for your education, move up in front. That's where I've learned the most. When I sit in front is where the classes I learned the most. The classes I had the most trouble with is the classes that I sat in the back. I passed the class miraculously because it's a subject that I'm naturally really good at, but I sat in the back and I had trouble during the year. I actually thought I was going to fail the class until I took my final exam and I passed. I scored high enough to move my grade up 2 points into a passing grade, so I'm happy with that. Don't slack off like I did. I mean, it's hard to not slack off, so don't slack off. I can't really tell you how not to slack off. I slack off all the time. I don't do homework because homework is like, at most just don't do the. If you're gonna slack off in the things that matter the least. So if you have a project coming up, do the project. There's no way around it. If you don't do the project, you're not gonna be happy with the grade. Maybe don't complete your homework assignment. Do like 3 questions out of 10. That's probably the best way to slack off because it's hurting your grade, but it won't hurt it as much. And this is why they call me bad advice Kevin, because I give bad advice. I'm stuttering a lot. It's been a while. Like I explained, I was too busy with exams, and yesterday I had 3 parties to go to. Babysitting, and I got a puppy. I might put her in a video. Name is Piña. Funny name, yeah, but they kept pressuring me to pick a name, and first I wanted to name her Zelda, like the game, the video games Legend of Zelda. But my mom, since we speak Spanish, she said a Zelda is, like a gel or something. It was a weird explanation. Then I wanted to name her Ruby, and she was like, no, don't give her human names. So I just said pineapple, name her pineapple, piña, because why not? Who doesn't like pineapple? Well, I'm allergic to pineapples, but pineapples they're out there. They're interesting. We're out there. Pineapples. Pineapples. Yeah, forget orange. Pineapple is the new black. Alright, people. Pineapple is the new black. It's not orange is the new black anymore. Pineapple is the new black. Teach it to everyone. I guess this is goodbye for now. I don't know how long this video is going. It might be a pretty long video. For those of you who watch all the way to the end, I don't know. If I know you in person, I will do something personally, maybe give you a gift or something. If you don't make it to the end, let's do this. I will say something at the end right now. And people who come up to tell me, who commented, or people who text me or tell me, I will think of something to do for y'all if you don't make it to the end. Well, too bad. Let's see. Oh, do this. Tell me this. Pineapple is a new black. That will get you something. Maybe a giveaway. I might do a giveaway. I have 25 people who are potential winners. Maybe giveaways will bring people back in. But don't slack off, people. School is not scary if you know have a strawberry. I'll be back with some challenges. Maybe I might put up 2 videos in one day. I might not. Maybe back-to-back videos. It's summer. I'm free. Normal school. My uploads will start stacking up. So people start watching my videos. My skateboard will start being in the videos. Do not slack off. Don't smoke weed in front of your parents. Don't do cocaine, people. Pass your classes. Don't slack off. Sit in the front. Never let people tell you no. If you want to do it, if you love doing it, if it's gonna give you a better future, then do it, people. This has been second episode of Bad Advice, Kevin. Let me say one thing before I leave. Of course, my room is messy, but cucumbers don't sing, people.